Hey guys, and welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. Today I decided to turn on the camera and give you guys a little bit of an update because a lot has transpired between Peace River and here at the Breezy Hills or Highland Woods. Vlogs that you guys have seen that just wasn't recorded or discussed. So let's backtrack and go back to Peace River. So at Peace River, we did the unboxing of the raft slash kayak that we had purchased with the intention of hitting the water there at Peace River. And so many of you guys had commented saying you were excited to see it out in the water. Now, we chose not to go into the waters at Peace River because, as it turned out, it was alligator mating season. So that's when they're most aggressive, and we kind of got spooked. You know, alligator inflatable kayak, you just never know. I think somebody planted the seed and that was the end of it for us. So we decided, okay, we will bust it out at the Orlando resort because there is a lake there, and we figured it would be very calm water. Great place to break it in. Well, that didn't happen. As you saw from the vlogs at Orlando, we did the 2 at the Disney parks and then the tour. I didn't really record anything else there because everything was kind of in turmoil. We did things last minute. I think it was called Tropical Storm Alex, if I'm not mistaken, was coming in, and we just had so many scattered showers. There was one particular day that I swear we thought we were going to lose our awning. The awning was out. The gust came in out of nowhere, really intense. Lou and I were out there fighting to hold on to it, not to lose it, and try to reel it in while we're doing that, and she's nearly drowning from all the water coming down from the awning onto her face. Other people were going through the exact same thing. There were people outside fighting with their clamshells, fighting with their awnings. It was just crazy what just came in last minute. And we had plans. Like, we're going to go to Old Town, and we're going to go to this all you can eat and to a brewery. And originally I had plans, the dates that we do these, I'm going to do a day in the life. So like that it's not just one particular outing. It would kind of all tie in. But with all the storms floating in and out, it was like, okay, no, we're not going to go today. Don't want to drive with this weather. And then the next day, Lou's like, hey, do you want to go to Old Town? It's like, sure, let's do this. And at that point, it was kind of last minute. I didn't think it was worth busting out the camera and just recording us at Old Town or just recording us at a brewery. So a lot of that are going to be found on IG, on Instagram. So make sure that you're following us there. We just passed the 5K mark of followers on Instagram, so at eatsleeprvrepeat, and you'll be able to see stories and reels of us at the brewery and Old Town and all that good stuff. So let's talk about the lake. So besides the storm and days of it raining on and off, we also didn't take the kayak into Orlando. And I don't think that the storm and the on and off rain was the #1 contributor. I think it was the alligators. So it was still mating season. I don't know if it still is right now. But anyways, it was still mating season. And the very first time or the second time we went out onto like the floating dock that they have, Lou spotted an alligator off to the side just sunbathing. And then another one came and literally swam underneath the deck. And that was enough to be like, no, not gonna happen. I didn't see the gator, but she did. So we didn't do it there. Now, we knew that our next stop was gonna be South Florida. So basically Deerfield Beach. And we figured, okay, in South Florida, we are going to break it in because there is a river that we love kayaking in. As a matter of fact, we do have a vlog of us kayaking at Middle River, and I'll go ahead and put that up in the cards with a different kayak that we had. And we're like, yes, we're gonna bust it in here. Everybody's gonna be excited to see this. So before I get into that, we come down to Deerfield, or even before coming down to Deerfield, I tried to book Highland Woods, and Highland Woods didn't have availability for the full amount of time that we wanted, the whole 2 weeks. And I called Thousand Trails, see if they can get me in. They said that they couldn't. I would have to leave by a certain date. So instead, I just went ahead and booked at Breezy Hill, which is right next door anyways. I was just hoping to be at a new park since we've already stayed at Breezy Hill. So while at Breezy Hill, we came down because we had a lot of our follow-up appointments and annuals, like my mammogram and my labs, my ENT and my allergist, like just a lot of doctor's appointments we had scheduled like second week of June. And then we ended up postponing or extending our next reservation because, as it turned out, our niece was coming back home from college. She finished her first year at Amherst in Amherst, Massachusetts, and then she spent 3 weeks abroad, a week in Spain, France, and Italy, and then she was coming home. And since Lou and I knew that we weren't going to see the family again until around Thanksgiving time, we figured, you know what, this is a good opportunity. Let's go to Lou's sister's house and spend some time with her niece. So we're here for an extra week, and we have the RV in storage because we spent 2 weeks in Breezy Hill, a week in storage while we hang out here at the house. We'll be leaving in a couple of days to another park, and you'll have to stay tuned to find out where that is. In fact, comment down below and let me know what your guesses are. It's definitely going to be in the Thousand Trail system, maybe even a trails collection. So what's your guess? Comment below. So Middle River. We wanted to go to Middle River to break in the kayak / raft, and we ended up having to put it on the top of the truck because it was just too long. I think it's like 8 feet to go into our bed, unless we would have left like the top window, second half of the door open and letting it hang out. As we were putting it up, the solar panel pointy edges nicked the kayak, and I caught it. Thankfully I caught it, and I told Lou, hey, if this got nicked, I believe it has a hole. And she's like, no, it doesn't have a hole. We took it down, we inspected it, and sure enough, it had a hole. And that was like such a bummer experience. We were so upset that we never even got to use it, and it got nicked. And I don't think, maybe she saved the patches. I feel like she did, but she just didn't want to risk it. She didn't want to risk putting a patch on it and us going out into the water. Lou doesn't know how to swim. I do, so it would just be devastating if we hit the water and something happens and it gets deflated, and I'll be scrambling to try to bring her ashore or something. I don't know. So we just didn't want to risk it since it got nicked, and it went into the dumpster. So very sad story. We are looking into getting something else. She wants a hard shell. I kind of don't because of the weight of it, but we'll see. We're kind of compromising. We're still looking, seeing what we can find. I kind of miss the stubby lures that we had, and that's the one that we use in that Middle River experience, and I'll link that unboxing up at top. To this day, out of all the kayaks that we've had, that's definitely my favorite one. It's compact. Like, in order for you to travel, it converts into a backpack, and everything in that backpack is like in one section, not just the kayak, but the air pump and the paddles. And it has a, what is it called? There's a skag, basically like a little fin underneath the kayak, so it navigates really well. You're not going to be spinning, which is what I kind of thought this one would end up doing, but we never got to test it. So yeah, those are the updates. We've just basically spent our time here in South Florida, going to different appointments and hanging out with our niece. So we're here for a couple more days, and then we'll be heading out. So if you enjoyed today's update, please give us a big thumbs up. We love to hear your guesses below of where we're going next. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and this is your very first video, welcome, and I hope you choose to subscribe. Our channel is mainly my wife and I showcasing our RV life. A lot of Thousand Trails tours, at least in this season, days in the life, and much more. So we hope you choose to stick around and even go back and watch some of our previous playlists. We can use those watch hours. So season 1 was pre-RV living, us planning and purchasing and all that good stuff. Season 2 was renovating. Season 3 is stationary RV living. Season 4, we decided to get adventurous and converted our truck bed into a camper. And here we are at season 5, where we're finally on the road, full timing, jumping from 1,000 trails to 1,000 trails. So again, we hope you choose to follow along, and we will see you in the next vlog at our next destination. Bye guys.